while the city burns. The city is, of course, the city of Bombay. Nissim Ezekiel is very much a Bombay poet. He was born in Bombay in 1924 and he breathed his last in Bombay in 2004. The only thing is that by that time, Bombay had reinvented itself as Mumbai. Nissim Ezekiel spent an entire lifetime in the city, and he has written a bunch of poems about the city called the Bombay Poems. So the city is undoubtedly the city of Bombay, which is now known as Mumbai. The city burns. While the city burns, what does the poet mean by that? It may not be a reference to the actual physical burning of the city, but a reference to the fact that the city has a number of burning problems. The city of Bombay faces a number of burning problems, including poverty, hunger, deprivation, exploitation, inequality, discrimination, and whatnot. Nothing effective is done because the speaker and his guests live and operate in two very different worlds, and there is hardly any communication. In fact, absolutely no communication between the two. There is much that the speaker could have done for his beloved city. There is much that the speaker could have done to prevent the burning of the city had he been able to interact meaningfully, to communicate meaningfully with his guests. But as for now, there is nothing to be done. While the city burns, the speaker is locked up in his own world, and his guests are locked up in their own world. And I think it's quite obvious that the speaker stands for the minority, for the minorities of India, for the minorities of Bombay, where his guests stand for the majority of the population, for the religious majority of India, which is also the religious majority of Bombay. Nissim Ezekiel was keenly aware that Bombay was a city which was constantly burning in different ways, burning in different senses of the word. And this awareness manifests itself in numerous poems of his. I would like to read to you a few lines from his early poem, his rather early poem, Urban. His rather early poem, Urban, which is very much a Bombay poem written by a Bombay poet. I quote, "The city like a passion burns. He dreams of morning walks alone and floating on a wave of sand. But still his mind its traffic turns away from beach and tree and stone to kindred clamor close at hand." Unquote.